Listen, women, you have no idea what your presence means. And it's a huge error that we're making in our society to discount and take advantage of the presence of a mother, of a wife, of a daughter. Men and women are not the same. Boys and girls are not the same. We are not simply two sexes that are alike, except there are certain parts that are not the same. No, there's something far more than that. There was a study recently that determined that a mother's touch was more powerful to change mood than any psychotropic medication. I am going to venture to tell you, and there are many psychotherapists in the field of psychology, this is where many get it right, that the answer to our problems isn't by talking so much. The answer to our problems in our families are, in fact, touch itself. Every person needs touch, needs connection. And it is first through the woman, through the mother, who is the core compassion in the home. That is the source of connection. And she is the barometer who has a sense of what's the degree of connection in our home. This is the reason that we need to not let our children run over their moms in something of the same way that I have explained. Now, many of us men know this point also I'm about to say, that it's the presence of a woman that helps a man feel complete. Many of us know that there was once a king centuries ago that decided that he wanted to learn, could a child grow and thrive without touch? So there were approximately 20 newborn infants, and he arranged that there would be care for those children, clothing, food, all that they needed, but there would be no touch. The experiment failed because all of the children died. Every one of us need touch. It is the tendency, it is a kind of failing that men tend to over-sexualize women. And in a marriage, there are times that one, usually the male, will over-sexualize the female, when in his deepest of hearts, if he will look and see what he's actually searching for, is touch itself, the intimacy that comes through touch. Many of our children need touch, those that act out. If we touch and grow to value how the presence of a woman is so powerful, but women do not understand how beautiful they are, so they try to make themselves up and in their minds compare themselves to other women. When a man decides that he is going to love one woman and he fixes his focus on that one woman, to him she becomes the most beautiful woman in all the world. It is an amazing thing. Yet that woman might not be in certain ways the most beautiful woman in the world. But when a man chooses to focus on one woman and to give his life, his attention to this one woman, in her unique way, she will become the most beautiful woman in all the world. It is a miracle. It's an amazing thing. And this is the thing good women search for. If one man, a good man, would love her and focus on her and not use her, promise her love, but then use her, leaving her in a position, again, trampling compassion, leaving her then to be alone and grow in bitterness, because bitterness and anger starts to become the only power she feels she has, and then suck on the resentment of being promised love but instead be used. Hey, children are picking up on this, maybe not consciously, but they take it in just like breathing. We need to treat our women properly. We need to love them and cherish them. The core of a woman needs to be loved and cherished, and she has no comprehension of her beauty. How I have described this for years: how is a beautiful portrait hanging on a wall able to grasp how beautiful it is? The portrait cannot step out from the wall, turn and look at itself. What is beautiful in a man is to find what is beautiful in a woman and coach and teach her this over the years till she grows to comprehend that the most beautiful and powerful thing about her isn't what she says or does, but her mere presence changes the man. Her mere presence changes that son, changes the daughter, and changes the daughter to understand how that daughter's presence is the most powerful thing. Now, if she grows on and becomes president of the United States, well, that's great. She may be talented, intelligent, but even that is a shadow of something that is in woman herself. Hey, you're in an argument with your wife, things aren't going well. Men, you need to stop struggling over what she's thinking. What happens in a woman's mind, we aren't even able to keep up with. They're able to think of 10 things at the same time. We can only do one. Go over to her. It doesn't even matter if she's angry or if you're angry. Learn this very important principle. Just like when you were first married, you wanted to be close to your wife, to feel her touch, and by her touch, you were changed. That remains the same. Gain the innocence of your marriage. Go back to what it once was. It isn't through the busyness of talking, what I call the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil, which separated man from God and broke the relationship, where that we got busy in our own heads to decide what's good or bad. And in our arguments, we decide what's good and bad in each other. Hey, women do not comprehend how powerful their mere presence is. We men and our society need to stand up for women and bless them and appreciate them and teach them and coach them to come to believe that, you know what, I'm going to say it. Let us open the door for you when you come in the building. Not because you can't do it yourself, but as a sign of respect and cherishing what is in woman, something that's different than is in us. Look, hope this has been helpful for you. We're going to talk more later. Thank you very much.